You made yourself easy to reach, so they made you easy to forget. You didn't notice it happen. But it happens every single day. You answer too fast, you explain too much, you show up too easily. You keep appearing in places that don't respect you. You keep handing your energy to people who never hand anything back. And every time you do it, you lower your own price. A little, then a little more, until you become the thing everyone can touch, so nobody bothers to keep you. Now I want you to think of one person who walks into a room and the whole room lowers its voice. Not because they're loud, not because they threaten anyone, but because nobody can read them, nobody can move them, nobody's quite sure what they're thinking. That's what you're about to learn today. And the coldest one, the thing that actually makes a man feared, I'm saving for last. They told you that if you want to be respected, you have to prove it. You have to answer, you have to explain, you have to show up. But that's exactly why they overlook you. Gold is valuable because it's rare. Diamonds are wanted because they're hard to get. Even silence becomes powerful because so few people know how to use it. But the thing that makes people fear you isn't just rarity. It's something deeper. It's the moment they realize they can't pull your strings anymore. Machiavelli understood this 500 years ago. He wrote that if you have to choose, it's safer to be feared than loved. Because love breaks the second it stops being useful. But fear holds, because it's tied to something men will always run from. Hear me clearly on this. I'm not teaching you to control people. I'm teaching you how to become someone no one can control. This is a shield, not a knife. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 7 ways you're quietly leaking your own power. 7 ways you make yourself cheap without knowing it. And the last one, the 7th, is the coldest. It's the thing that separates a man who gets handled from a man nobody can touch. If these words already hit something in you, drop this in the comments. I move in silence. Let's begin. Number 1. Your attention is gold. The first thing you have to understand is this. Your attention is currency, and just like money, the moment you start throwing it around carelessly, you go broke. Here's what nobody tells you. Whoever controls your attention controls your direction. Whoever controls your direction controls your future. And whoever controls your future owns a piece of your life. Most people never get this. They hand their attention to anyone who demands it. A message comes in, they answer. Someone provokes them, they react. Someone starts drama, they jump in. Someone disrespects them, and they spend the next 3 hours crafting the perfect comeback. And what do they get back? Nothing, absolutely nothing. Just stress, frustration, and wasted time. Machiavelli understood something most people still don't. The man who controls where his attention goes controls his whole life. Because attention isn't just where you look, it's power. When you give someone your attention, you're handing them power over your emotions, your thoughts, and your energy. Think about the people who always drain you, the one who always has a problem, the one who always needs something, the one who criticizes everything you do. Now ask yourself, what have they ever given you back for all that attention? The answer is almost always nothing. Here's what strong men actually do. They build a filter. Not everyone gets access. Not everyone gets a reply. They ask one question before they give anyone their attention. Does this person deserve it? And if the answer is no, they move on. No explanation, no justification. Now let me give you something concrete. A disrespectful message lights up your screen. Your thumb is itching to fire back, to defend yourself, to put them in their place. But you don't type anything. You read it, you feel nothing, you delete it, and you go back to what you were doing. What happens to them? They sit there wondering why you didn't react. They check to see if you read it. They might even send another message, trying to pull your attention back. And the whole time, you're living your life completely unbothered. That's the script. Read it, feel nothing, keep moving. Here's what you can do tomorrow. Pick one person who doesn't deserve it and don't answer just once, then watch who gets confused first. But silence alone isn't enough, because a quiet man can still be read. The real weapon isn't silence. It's making them unable to predict your next move, and that's where the fear begins. Number 2. Become hard to predict. This is where the word fear starts to mean something real. A predictable man gets controlled. An unpredictable man gets feared. Burn that into your mind. Once people know your patterns, your weak spots, your emotional triggers, they know exactly how to move you. They know when you'll reply. They know which words will set you off. They know which insult will make you jump up to defend yourself. They know which compliment will make you go soft. And once someone can predict your reaction, they already own you. This is why you have to become harder to read. Not fake, not dramatic, just disciplined. Let your actions go calm. Let your emotions get guarded. Let your next move belong to you, not to their expectations. Machiavelli warned that a leader should never be fully predictable. Because the moment someone knows what you'll do, they're already a step ahead of you. The rare man doesn't explain every silence. He doesn't announce every plan. He doesn't show every wound. He doesn't tell the world where to hit him. He moves with control. He speaks when words carry weight. He disappears when his presence starts getting taken for granted. Then he comes back, stronger, colder, sharper. Now something concrete. Someone drops a line designed to poke you. A line built to make you defend yourself. The old you fires back right away, explains, proves them wrong. The new you is different. You pause for 3 beats, you look at them. Flat, calm, then you go back to what you were doing. Not one word of defense, that's the script. Pause, flat eyes, no justification. What happens inside their head? Chaos. They threw out bait and nothing bit. They waited for a reaction and got a wall. And that wall unsettles them more than any comeback ever could. What you do tomorrow is simple. Next time someone provokes you, count to 3. Then keep doing what you were doing, like you never heard it. That's all. But this calm is only the surface. The heavier blow, the one that actually shifts the balance of power, is when you disappear at the right moment. And absence, used right, weighs more than anything you could ever say. Number 3. Let your absence carry weight. A man becomes powerful when his absence starts speaking louder than his presence. Most people are afraid of being forgotten, so they stay too close. They text more, they check in more, they keep showing up where they aren't respected. They keep proving they care to people who already know it, but still choose to treat them like nothing. Here's the trap. The more you fear losing access to someone, the more you lose access to yourself. And once you lose yourself, you become easy to replace. The rare man understands that absence isn't emptiness. Absence is pressure. Absence is a message. It's the quiet reminder that your energy was never ordinary. When you're always there, people stop measuring your worth. They stop noticing your effort because your effort became normal to them. They stop valuing your replies because your replies became expected. They stop respecting your loyalty because your loyalty carries no consequence. This is why presence without standards turns into weakness. You can love people, you can support people, you can stand beside people. But if your presence is unconditional in a place that keeps disrespecting you, your kindness becomes cheap. Power begins when you understand that access has to have value. And value isn't created only by what you give, it's created by what you're willing to take away. A wise man doesn't argue for respect, he cuts the supply. He doesn't beg people to understand him. He lets distance become the teacher. Now, something concrete. There's a group where you're always the one carrying it. Always there, always fixing things, always showing up when there's drama for 3 days. You don't show up, no announcement, no sulking. You go train, you handle your own business. You let the empty space speak for itself. Here's what you do. Pick one place that treats you like a default setting. Pull back for 3 days, go quiet, and use that time to actually get stronger. Not to sit there counting who noticed you were gone. Because this is the most important part. Your absence has to be backed by growth. If you disappear just to suffer, to spy, to wait, to hope they miss you, you're still in chains. You're not rare, you're just hiding. Real scarcity means you step back and you build. You train your body, you fix your money, you clean up your habits. You don't use absence as a performance. you use it as a return to yourself. If you come back the same, you'll repeat the same cycle. But if you come back stronger, even your silence will have authority. Let me show you the mechanism underneath this. The human mind quietly adapts to whatever is always there. A sound that plays non-stop. After a few minutes, you stop hearing it. A scent in the room. After a while, your nose stops noticing it. People are the same. When you're always around, their brain filters you out of awareness. You become background noise they no longer register. Absence breaks that. The moment you pull back, the gap you leave starts making noise in their head. They hear it, they feel it, they can't figure out why the room feels different. This is where most men get it wrong. They think their value comes from doing more, giving more, being there more, but value doesn't work that way. Value is measured by how hard you are to replace, and nothing reveals how hard you are to replace like being gone for a while. Now, a second situation. You have a friend or a coworker who treats your time like it's free. They call whenever, they dump every crisis on you, they interrupt your focus and never pay a price for it. The old you always picks up, always shows up, afraid that not picking up makes you a bad person. The new you doesn't pick up right away. He calls back when he chooses to, not to punish, but because his time has a price. And when your time has a price, people stop wasting it. When your attention gets rare, people start valuing it. Here's what you do. Next time someone takes your presence for granted, don't react right away. Let a beat of silence pass. Let them feel that access to you isn't guaranteed anymore. Drop this in the comments. My absence has weight. But there's something that quietly betrays you, even after you've learned to go silent and disappear. It's desire. The moment your desire shows on your face, every wall you just built comes down. Number 4. Don't let desire make you common. Desire is dangerous when it's not controlled. It makes smart men look stupid. It makes strong men beg. It makes disciplined men break their own rules for one person, one pleasure, one moment of attention. This is why the rare man doesn't let desire lead him. He studies it. He controls it. He understands that the moment people see what you desperately want, they can use it against you. If they know you crave their approval, they'll make you work for it. If they know you fear their absence, they'll threaten to leave. If they know you're starving for attention, they'll toss you crumbs and watch you obey. That's how emotional slavery starts, not with chains, with visible desire. A man becomes common when his hunger shows. When he can't hide his need, when he replies too fast, explains too much, forgives too easily, and drops his standards just to stay close to something that's already making him weaker. You can never let your desire expose your weakness. Want things, but don't worship them. Love people, but don't lose yourself for them. Chase goals, but never chase disrespect. This is where discipline turns cold and necessary. You have to learn to pause before you reach. You have to learn to observe before you react. You have to learn to ask yourself, is this desire making me stronger, or is it making me easier to control? Because every desire has a price. Some desires build you, some desires drain you, some desires turn you into the kind of man you wouldn't respect if you saw him from the outside. Now, something concrete. There's a nod you want, from a boss, from someone with status, from a person whose approval carries weight with you. The old you lets it show, overworks for it, waits on every signal. The new you asks himself one question before he acts. Is this making me stronger or easier to leash? Then he goes quiet. He lets the results speak for him. Here's what you do today. Pick one desire you tend to show off, and hide it. Want it deeply, but don't let anyone see you kneel to it. Hiding your desire still isn't enough, because there's something that reveals even more than your hunger. It's when you show people the blueprint of your own rise, before it's had a chance to stand on its own. Number 5. Keep mystery around your growth. The moment you explain everything, you become easy to measure. And once people can measure you, they start believing they can limit you. This is why the rare man doesn't reveal every step of his transformation. He doesn't announce every goal. He doesn't expose every plan. He doesn't tell the world what he's building before it's strong enough to stand. Weak men speak too early. They want the applause before the results. They want the praise before the discipline. They want people to believe in their future before they've bled for it. That's why they lose power. They give away the mystery before the outcome shows up. You have to be different. Let your growth happen behind closed doors. Let your discipline stay private. Let your pain become fuel, not public entertainment. Let your silence create questions that your results will answer later. This is Machiavellian patience. You don't hand people a map to your rise. You let them see the empire once it's already built. Understand this. Not everyone who listens to your dreams is happy for you. Some people study your plans so they can weaken them. Some pretend to support you while quietly hoping you stay the same. Some are only comfortable around the version of you they can still underestimate. So stop feeding them the details. Stop handing your future to people who never earned access to your mind. Now something concrete. Someone asks you, "So what are you working on these days?" The old you lists the plans, lays out the ambitions, fishes for a nod. The new you just smiles, changes the subject. Let's 3 months from now do the talking. He doesn't say what he's building. He lets them see it once it's done. Here's what you do, your next big plan. Don't let anyone know until it's standing on its own. Build it in the dark. Let the light only hit the finished result. But there's something that leaks your power even faster than your words. It's your repeated behavior. Specifically, the way you keep rewarding the people who take you for granted. Number 6, stop rewarding people who take you for granted. The fastest way to become common is to keep rewarding people who no longer value your presence. They ignore you, and you still come back. They disrespect you, and you still explain. They disappear, and you still wait. They give you half an effort, and you still give them full loyalty. This is how your value gets trained downward. People don't always treat you by the worth you carry. Sometimes they treat you by what you keep allowing. And if you keep granting access after every disrespect, you're teaching them that your standards are just words. You're teaching them that your boundaries are decoration. You're teaching them that your anger is harmless and your forgiveness can be had any time. This is where a man loses his power without even noticing. Not in one dramatic moment, not in one betrayal, but slowly every time he accepts less than he deserves. Every time he returns to a place that already proved it doesn't respect him. Every time he rewards careless behavior with more attention. The rare man doesn't do this. He watches behavior. He measures consistency. He understands that respect isn't proven when things are easy. Respect is proven when someone has the power to take you for granted and chooses not to. Machiavelli understood that people usually only respect power when that power has consequences. A standard with no consequence isn't a standard, it's decoration. Now, something concrete. A person who only shows up when they need something texts you again. The old you gets angry or announces the boundary loudly to get credit for finally having one. The new you is different. He doesn't get angry. He doesn't announce anything. He quietly lowers their access, replies slower, shorter, doesn't open up. He lets the consequence speak for itself. A weak man announces every boundary because he wants attention for finally having one. A strong man just applies the boundary and keeps walking. Here's what you do. Never announce a boundary to get attention. Just apply it, then keep moving. And you have to learn the difference between an apology and changed behavior. Because apologies are easy, tears can be used as a tool, sweet messages can be written in seconds. But consistent respect can't be faked for long. Time reveals everything. Pressure reveals everything. Distance reveals everything. When people stop getting the old benefits from you, their real character starts to show. This is where a lot of people fall for the trap. Someone who disrespected you comes back with a few kind words, and you erase a whole chain of careless behavior. You let one emotional moment rewrite the truth, but nostalgia isn't proof of change. Good memories don't erase repeated disrespect. The rare man doesn't let one emotional moment rewrite the truth. He remembers clearly, he observes calmly, he decides slowly, he doesn't punish anyone. He simply refuses to keep paying for their lack of character. So watch the pattern, not just the apology. Someone who's really changed will prove it with lasting behavior, not with one long message. Give them time to show themselves. Then let their behavior tell you whether they deserve to come back. All of this leads to the final turn, the coldest one, the one I promised you from the very start. It's this: stop being the one who chases. Number 7, become the prize, not the pursuer. The world changes the moment you stop moving like a man who's trying to be chosen. Most men walk through life with an invisible begging in their energy. They fake confidence, but their decisions give them away. They chase the people who give them uncertainty. They adjust their personality for approval. They over-explain their intentions. They tolerate disrespect because they're scared of being replaced. They give more effort to people who give less effort back. Then they wonder why they aren't wanted, respected, or remembered. Listen closely. Nobody chases what's already chasing them. Nobody values what's already lying at their feet. Nobody fears losing what's proven it will never leave. This is why you have to stop being the pursuer, not because you go cold for no reason, not because you play superior, but because you finally understand the psychology of value. The man who's always chasing is quietly telling the world, your approval matters more than my peace. And the moment people feel that, they start marking you down. Here's where the coldest mechanism shows itself. The chase begins when your need ends. People start feeling your power when they realize you're not emotionally dependent on their response. When they see you can enjoy their company, but live just fine without it. And this is exactly where the fear is born, not the fear of violence, the fear of not being able to control you. People fear the man they can't buy with a compliment, the man they can't pull with guilt, the man they can't threaten with leaving. A man like that unsettles them, because they can't find the leash. Machiavelli taught this from the start. Better to be feared than loved, because love is held by a thread of obligation, and that thread snaps the second it's convenient. But fear is held by something men never let go of. The man who can't be controlled is held onto by exactly that kind of weight. Now, something concrete. Someone walks away to test whether you'll run after them. They create distance to measure your reaction. The old you texts, asks what's wrong, tries to pull the thread back. The new you sends nothing. He stays put in his mission. He doesn't panic. And that stillness is the very thing that pulls them back, or lets them dissolve in their own confusion. Here's your new internal question. Every time you catch yourself wanting to chase someone, change the question. Don't ask, will they choose me? Ask, do they even deserve access to me? That shift changes everything. It changes your posture. It changes your voice. It changes even your silence. But be careful. Some people misunderstand this and turn fake. They pretend not to care while secretly dying for attention. They delay their replies while staring at the screen. They act cold while they're burning with insecurity inside. That's not power, that's weakness in a costume. Real scarcity doesn't come from pretending to be busy. It comes from actually building a life that matters. Real mystery doesn't come from acting distant. It comes from being deeply focused on something bigger. Real value doesn't come from ignoring everyone. It comes from becoming so disciplined, so grounded, so clear, that people feel your presence isn't easy to earn. This is the difference between games and power. Games are for people with no value inside. Power is carried by people who built themselves so deeply they don't need games anymore. An emotionally independent man is hard to replace because his presence doesn't come from hunger. It comes from choice. And when your presence is a choice, not a need, people feel honored to receive it. And here's the coldest thing, the one I saved for last. It isn't silence, it isn't absence, it isn't mystery. The coldest thing is when you no longer need them at all. The man who no longer needs is the man no one can leash. And the man no one can leash is feared, naturally, not because he threatens anyone, but because there's no button left to push. No lever left to pull, no fear left to exploit. That's the highest form of power, not anger. Not revenge, not ego. Control. You control your reaction. You control the access. You control your energy. You control the door. So what happens when you actually become this man? You didn't go cold for revenge. You didn't go quiet to punish. You went cold because you finally got tired of being valued only after people lost access to you. Now maybe they come back. They might text. They might ask where you went. They might act confused by the distance they created. They might say, "You're different now," like your growth is some kind of betrayal. Let them say it. You are different. You're no longer the man who explains his pain to the people who caused it. You're no longer the man who waits around for weak apologies. You're no longer the man who drops his standards just because the loneliness got loud. That version had to go. That version was too easy to reach, too quick to react, too hungry for approval. The old door is still there, but it's locked. Let them knock on the memory of you while you keep becoming someone stronger. And here's what I want to ask you. This is the truth they don't want you to know. People only respect you after they lose access to you. They respect the loss, not the man who was standing right there. Have you ever been valued like that? Missed only after you walked away? Drop it in the comments and tell me. I want to see how many people here have lived through it. And if these words moved something in you, drop this. I'm feared, not chased. If you made it this far, you're not an outsider anymore. Subscribe, turn on notifications. You're one of us now, because the goal was never to be chased. Being chased is just another trap. The goal is freedom. The goal is command over yourself. The goal is to become the man a whole room lowers its voice for, and he doesn't even need to notice. Next video, I'll show you the mechanism that makes people obey you without a single word. It matters more than you think. I'll see you there.